Jake and Logan Paul. Now, Jake Logan Paul and Chael just aren't going to be friends. That's a real simple one, right? There's things that are going to stop us. It'll start with me. I'm not going to like those two. First off, they're a package deal, Paul brothers. Secondly, there's no room for us here. I have an ego. Within that ego comes, I would never talk about this publicly. I would never just keep this private between us. Within that ego, I have something known as jealousy. Now, where's jealousy going to come? I got an Instagram page. Popular one. Does really well. They have bigger Instagram pages. So just right there, we aren't going to get along. Now, you can carry that over to Twitter. You can carry that over to Facebook. We're talking about social media, right? I have a massive presence on YouTube. Massive. They have more of a presence on YouTube. You see, we're just not going to get along. I want to fight. I want to be on posters. I want to walk out in front of all of you, and I want to do it last. I want to do it in a main event fashion against opponents that you want to see me matched up with. They are doing it. So you see, we're not going to get along. There's going to be envy. I'm going to pretend to be nice. They're going to pretend something to me. I'm then going to come over here and I'm going to bury them. And they can go over on, and we can have a back and forth. But that's what this is going to be. Can we all agree on that? Without even going in, can we all agree on that? Then imagine my disappointment when I meet these two. And it turns out they're great people. I will tell you, I did not see that coming. It's not a matter of just how you meet me. But I'm here. You guys would want to know that, right? Aside from the grossness of injecting myself into the story, but you guys want to know that. You guys will want, well, Chael, what were they like? And it'd be the same thing if it was you guys. And I was talking to you, right? I care about your opinion. I care how people treat you. Believe me, somebody comes out there giving you a hard time. I got a problem with that person right away. I would want to hear if you met one of the Paul brothers. I want to know how they treated you. I want to know how they acted. So now it's not just me. Oh, you're Chael. But let me stop you right there. I observed these boys. I observed this family for many, many hours. From across a room. From in the same building, but in different spots. They treated everybody that way. It wouldn't matter if you were the good men and women that were cleaning up the building of the night. You got treated the same as the head of Showtime did. You just did by these guys. They don't know they're stars. They're a couple of hard-working brothers that had a dream. They didn't let us in on it. They didn't tell us they want to go and be boxers or do a form of combat. We've known that they were interested. I watched Jake Paul fight AJ Agazarm, which is out on YouTube right now. They got nothing, they just wanted to do it. They lived in the same building. And Jake knew who AJ, and he's like, oh man, I really want to do it. Here, let's fight. That truly is how it happened. With no experience, he just goes down and fights AJ Agazarm. Okay, great, because Logan did the same thing with Paulo Costa, and you guys gave me a hard time. I told you that Paulo knocked Logan out, and you guys said, Chael, what are you, a fool? Did you not think that he was kidding? No, I didn't think he was kidding. Am I a fool about that? Those punches were real, and whether Logan chose to go down as the way of finishing the sequence, it still wouldn't take away from my point. But to answer the question you asked me, no, I did not think he went down by choice. Those were very hard sparring rounds. Against the guy they know as the Terminator. Oh, by the way, you have no experience. You're just a fan and you like it. Yeah, I think these are tough guys. Yes, I do. They were also childhood stars. Now, I come across folks like this. They live in a town called Hollywood. If I had to get from Beverly Hills to Dana Point, which takes me right through, I'll go 80 miles east just to not drive through the property line. With my children in the car, I don't want them to see anything about it. It's disgusting, in my opinion. And I've met people that were born into that life, like the Paul brothers. They're disgusting. It's the way it grows up. But they weren't. How come? I was so annoyed by this. I was so annoyed at what pleasant human beings they were. How come? Well, you know what? Come to think of it, they didn't grow up in Hollywood. That story's a little bit mistold. They grew up in Ohio, and their dad had an idea and grabbed a camera and started putting them on it. Oh, and by the way, you guys chose to like them. These are regular guys. These strike me as the kids that come home from making $1 million at work, and then the mom makes one of them go upstairs and clean this room. The other one's got to go down and clean that room. You know, kids with chores, but kids with chores are different. Kids that have responsibility, kids that are given excitement, it's different. And if that was you, then you hated doing the chores the same as I did, but it did teach you some lessons. And when you become a parent, you'll make sure that your kids have a level of responsibility. This is what you take up, and they'll have chores. When I met the Paul brothers, I swear to goodness, guys, I just want to bring this. I just, hey, Chael, you were out there. You're one of us. Come and tell us what happened. They're one of us too. Jake Paul doesn't know he's famous. Logan Paul hasn't the foggiest idea that the whole world knows who he is. I mean, I'm telling you, by the way these guys act. So now you come down to, how'd you get these skills? And that has been a genuine question that I've had, just because boxing is a lifetime of work. Brian Stan has talked about this. Brian Stan's the only one to talk about it. I'm stealing all of this from him, but Brian Stan talks about something known as lactic acid. And you must spend generations, right? From 9 years old to 50, from 15 to 25, from 25, you must spend generations of your life working on physical exertion if you hope someday to go into combat, where your fatigue and your exhaustion and your ability to lock your hands and keep a grip and do it again and again and have that hold up, you must lifetime of lactic acid buildup to be able to get there. Won't matter what kind of shape you're in. You can't go into combat. You may have ran marathons, which I would put that you're in fantastic shape if you did one. Congratulations. You might have done triathlons, which I would put as you're in fantastic shape. Congratulations. And you can't go 25 seconds in MMA, and it's about lactic acid. This is what Brian Stan speaks about. But it's a very real thing, and for the Pauls to be able to do it on any level, how? I recognize you're strong boys. I recognize you probably wrestled. I know a lot of brothers out there, and they both end up being pretty tough because they were in the living room every morning, pushing and pulling on one another. I get that you guys did high school wrestling. I get it. How long have you been boxing? And moreover, and I asked this straight up to Jake, when? They're in front of us all the time. I feel like I've got tabs on them both 24 hours a day. I really feel like that. But I know that it's not one hard workout that you go get in. It's not you're on the road, you pop into the workout room at the hotel and you go run some and you're sweating and you're tired. Good job, that's called exercise. I'm talking about training for a fight. With another guy training for a fight, looking to damage you, not to get exposure with you, not to get on a poster with you. He is looking to damage you. That is strong language. And it is precisely what the unified rules call for. First thing is damage. When are you doing this? You have to be getting up and you have to be getting something called road work, or your conditioning doesn't hold. There's things that you have to do. I just asked Jake the damn question. How long have you guys had this fantasy? How long have you been in the gym? And by the way, on a daily basis, what does a training schedule look like? And quite frankly, Jake didn't understand why I was enthralled with that. He thinks there's plenty of hours in the day. Yeah, maybe I got to cut into my sleep to get everything done. But I go and get an hour in the morning, road work and hit some weights, come back in the afternoon, it's a little less than 2 hours. I have another 21 hours in my day, and instead of taking naps and playing video games, this is what he said. Like a lot of fighters are known to do. I go work. Okay. That was our answer. But he also revealed for us for the last 4 years. So don't forget, this is a guy that came through high school wrestling. That also is twice a day, every single day. Now he takes a break, right? He's 18, he's 19-year-old, he takes a break. So he's about 22. And then he begins to chase this dream. I just think it speaks a little bit and gives us a little bit more clarity why he can hold up, why he can be in the 8th round with guys like Tyron Woodley, why he believes he can go 8 rounds hard with Anderson Silva. He's been at it 4 years. He's got that lactic acid. He checks a box that Brian Stant always looks for. And behind the scene with the Paul brothers, I couldn't. Oh, I'm ready. I'm so ready for these guys. Keep them away from Chael. Right? This is going to be a code, and everybody's going to know it. These guys, not only were they very kind people, hey, they don't know they're famous.